Ciao, I'm Kate Portanova, your host, Italy Experience Guide, and lifelong lover of all things Florence. This podcast is your ticket to discovering the authentic side of Florence and Italy, one story, one dish, and one piazza at a time. Whether you're dreaming of sipping espresso in a bustling cafe, wandering cobblestone streets filled with history, or connecting with locals to experience La Vera Italia, you're in the right place. Join me as I share my journey of living, breathing, and embracing Florence's beauty, culture, and charm. Along the way, we'll explore slow travel, cultural immersion, and the simple joys of Italian life, with plenty of insider tips and heartfelt stories to inspire your next adventure. So grab your cappuccino, before noon of course, and let's dive into the magic of Florence together. Ciao everybody! I'm Katie from Florence and Me. Thank you for listening. I'm happy to say that I'm finally going on vacation in a couple days. So I thought, hey, I don't think I posted a podcast episode this month. So it has gotten away from me once again. So I'm back. I wanted to highlight one of my followers or supporters. She written me earlier this year and given me some ideas for my podcast, like what people might want to know and actually what she wants to know about traveling to Florence and things like that. So I'm going to highlight one of her questions or so I'm titling this is I don't know what I'm titling this yet, but this is what I'm thinking. We're going to talk about decaf coffee. So those of you that have been to Italy, you know that it's a very strong cup of espresso that you would get for un caffe, or a lot of you got macchiato, which is with a little bit of milk, cappuccino. Everybody likes a cappuccino, but not a lot of people talk about decaf coffee. And I like that she brought this up because honestly, I haven't had this question, so I'm really excited. This will not be a long episode, as I say that every time. Who knows? I might go off on a tangent because I do that. But we're talking about decaf coffee. So, is it frowned upon? No. Italians drink every type of coffee. I personally have not dived into the decaffeinated coffee when I'm in Italy because I really do miss that jolt of caffeine when I get it in the morning, or I usually always get it when I'm there, when I'm in Florence, in Tuscany, visiting. I usually just get an espresso, un caffe. I sometimes get a macchiato if I feel like I want a little bit of milk, but a lot of the times when I was living there, that's all I had was caffe. I just had an espresso and I loved it. And I didn't have a lot throughout the day like some people, but like my husband can only have 1 cup of coffee a day. Like he will not have more than one. When he lived in Italy, when he was working a lot of hours driving all over Tuscany, he did have a few cups of coffee because otherwise he would fall asleep at the wheel, which happened once. That's a little side note. Won't talk about that. So yeah, I know of a few Italians, and I know there's many Italians that drink decaf coffee. Or another type of coffee is caffè orzo, which is like a barley type of coffee, like made from barley. My mother-in-law drinks that. Actually, my mother-in-law drinks like American coffee, which I don't know why, but she does. She drinks it throughout the day. But anyways, decaffeinated coffee, all you would say is caffè decaffeinato. So, caffè decaffeinato. That's what you say. Vorrei un caffè decaffeinato. You can also say cappuccino decaffeinato, or you can say, so it's not something that's unheard of. You just have to say which is decaf. What was the other thing I was going to bring up? So, and there's other types of coffees too. I think I've talked about this, but cafe ginseng. Oh my God. It's quite sugary, but I mean, I like that sometimes even better than just un caffè. Cafe ginseng. So if you're in Italy, Tuscany, try that. Un caffè ginseng. So yeah, I mean, I think anytime you would like a decaf coffee, you can get that. There's not in any time of day that is frowned upon. Nobody's going to look at you weird. Even though I always say like about the cappuccino, like after 11, no. After lunch, no. Or after dinner, no. But people do it. It's okay. Most Italians don't, but you won't be like shunned if you order it. But yeah, so that's my perspective on that. Feel free to order it next time you're there. Un caffè decaffeinato. Um, Thank you, Diane, for that question and insight that you wanted to know. Um, so apart from the fact that I want to keep improving my Italian while I'm still in the States, not for much longer. Um, I'm also looking at what I've been working on too is a lot of marketing for Truly Italy. So those of you that just listen to this episode, I also do Tuscany trips, Tuscany experiences with groups. I host it. I go over. I take you around with my husband, and we have just an amazing time. So I'm working on that as well. I still have those 2 trips open next year, June 2026. I'll be in Tuscany, southern Tuscany, in a beautiful agriturismo called Agriturismo Percena. It's right off the train station. So it's a really quick drive to the agriturismo. It's run by a family, which I always love because I love getting to know a new family. I have yet to be there, so it would be my first time there. But everyone has their own room, own bathroom. There is a restaurant on site, so I'll learn how to make pasta and everything. It's going to be amazing. So if you're interested in that, head over to my website, trulyitaly.tours, to get more info. And feel free to email me about that. And then in September 2020, we are doing a sailing trip in Sardinia with my friend Vincent, an expert captain of a catamaran. So we will be sleeping on the boat. So those of you that like to be on boats like me, let's get this going. I have 10 spots there. I have 10 spots for Tuscany as well. 8 to 10. I'll go with 8 on the lower end. So I'm really excited. I hope towards the end of this year we start thinking about, as it starts to get cooler in the northern hemisphere, we start thinking about summer again. So let's do it. If you have other questions like Diane, send it my way. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram. I have a YouTube channel as well, or just email me at katie@trulyitaly.tours. And I'd love to hear your questions and things you want to know about Florence since I've lived there for so many years. So yeah, I think that's it for today. I can't wait for my vacation. So yeah, any concerns and questions about my upcoming trips, I am always here, katie@trulyitaly.tours. I might not be responding next week, but I will respond to you in due time. Allora, buongiorno, buonasera, buonanotte, wherever you are. And I'll see you on the next podcast. Presto. Ciao, ciao, ciao. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the heart of Florence and beyond. I hope today's episode has inspired you to slow down, embrace authentic travel, and connect with the beauty of Italian culture. If you loved what you heard, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share the magic of Florence and me with your fellow travelers. Until next time, remember, the best way to travel is slowly. Ciao for now. See you in the next episode.